A Right Jazz Band. Give it up. Under the direction of Bob Hackett.
Thank you very much. This is the A.E. Wright Middle School Jazz Band. We're happy to have played for you guys tonight. And we had soloists on here. You heard Jonah Schiff on tenor saxophone. Yes. You heard Spencer Bach on the trombone. You heard Max Gilbert on trumpet. You heard Marvel Roth on the piano. You heard the band. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You're awesome. Appreciate it. All right. While they set up, close the curtains here and set up the screen, a few more shout-outs. How about let's give it up for director Chad Bloom and the Agora Jazz Ensemble that was outside. Chad, are you here? Chad? Also, you all know her and we all love her, Chef Carrie Allen and her students from Culinary Arts 2 and 3. Chef Allen. Tonight would not be possible without a whole bunch of hard work from some people. But let me tell you, the two people who really run the school district put this whole thing on tonight. We'll keep that between us, right? Maria Bergstrom and Linda Babayan. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Also, a special thank you to Bella Eichels and Ethan Castillo for setting us up as well tonight, organizing students, and ushering tonight. And speaking of Bella and Ethan, if they could come on up and lead us in the flag salute. Bella and Ethan are our student board reps from Agora High School and Calabasas High School.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.
Next, it is my pleasure to bring to the microphone Mateo Gonzalez. He's going to be performing Star Spangled Banner, and he is from the choir here at Calabasas High School. Mateo.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Mateo Gonzalez. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for being here. Welcome. I am very proud Superintendent Dan Stepanowski, and this is our third annual State of the Schools address. I will be your MC tonight, your pilot. We'll steer you through the evening and some early rough winds out there. So I appreciate you all being here and taking time to celebrate. It'll be a night of celebrating with partners, some of our students, some of our staff, and some of our community leaders as well. But first up, I've got some dignitaries I'd like to introduce. From our school board president, Linda Menges. Vice President Matthew Wasserman. Board Member Angela Cutbill. Board Member Dallas Lawrence. And last but certainly not least, the clerk of our school board. Who can forget the clerk? Leslie Stein. I am so blessed to work with an amazing team. They inspire me every day. They keep me in line. They keep me in the straight and narrow. If I'm ever contemplating a bad decision, they stop me and set us back on the course. They really are an inspirational group of leaders and educators. They are, let's see here, Dr. Rose Dunn, Assistant Superintendent Personnel. Ms. Karen Kimmel, Assistant Superintendent of Business Services. And Dr. Clara Finneran, Assistant Superintendent Ed Services. Robbie Amadeo, Director of Classified Staff. Angie Falk, Director of Pupil Services. Ryan Gleason, Director of Curriculum. Steve Seifried, Director of Athletics. Jim Klein, Director of Technology, Chief Technology Officer. I also believe we have some former board members here with us tonight, and if they're here, please stand to be recognized. Terrelyn Finders. Miss Jo Gaines. Miss Judy Jordan. Miss Charlotte Meyer. Miss Pat Schultz. And former superintendent, good friend of mine, mentor, Mr. Dr. Don Zimmering. We also have with us our classified and our certificated association presidents, Mr. Craig Hokehouse and Miss Cindy Lunsford. And also from our foundation, Vice President Mark Madnick. Somewhere out there. Our cities, we can't do this without our cities. We appreciate their support and partnership through thick and thin. So in alphabetical order, from the city of Agoura Hills, Councilmember Chris Ansed and Miss Debbie Lopez. From the city of Calabasas, Mayor David Shapiro, Mayor Pro Tem Alicia Weintraub, Councilmember Fred Gaines, and Councilmember Mary Sue Maurer. From the city of Westlake Village, Councilmember Ray Pearl. And our very own Agoura graduate, District Director for Senator Henry Stern, Mr. Jeremy Wolf. And finally, Superintendent Advisory Board member, Mr. Richard Sherman. Also a great time. Could we have all of the Las Virgenes staff members here tonight? Please stand to be recognized. We can't do this without you. All Las Virgenes staff. Briefly, just wanted to share, again, good friend and personal mentor for me, Mr. Albert D. Bud Marley passed away September 4th at age 87. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize all of his contributions. He had been our superintendent in Las Virgenes from 84 to 95. Before that, he was head of Ojai School District from 76 to 84. Bud was also assistant superintendent and teacher with Riverside Unified School District and spent 4 years in the Air Force actually flying drones long before they became more popular and commonplace. In 94, Dr. Marley was named Public Superintendent of the Year for California. He came to Las Virgenes shortly after we had a strike. His number one priority was restoring relationships and trust here in the district. And to that end, he implemented interest-based bargaining and did just that. If you knew Bud, he had the greatest heart possible and knew everyone on the staff by name. He was a lifelong member of the Chamber of Commerce, founding member for the Boys and Girls Club in Conejo in 2016. He was instrumental in helping the Boys and Girls Club of the Greater Conejo Valley open the Jackie and Bud Marley Boys and Girls Club right next to the district office at A.E. Wright Middle School. Personally, as I said, a great friend and mentor, and his passing is a loss for all of us. He and his wife Jackie were great pillars in the community. Bud Marley. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium our board president. A little about Miss Menges, maybe things you didn't know. She was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. lived in Louisiana until she graduated from University of Louisiana in Lafayette. After college, Miss Menges moved to Dallas, Texas, where her husband Doug tells her she moved to meet him. Miss Menges married Doug, a, quote, nice, stable, boring accountant. But the nice, stable, boring accountant proceeded to move them 8 times in the next 13 years while having 6 children. We catch that math? For the accountants out there and the math majors, Craig Hokehouse, that's 1.63 moves a year while having 6 children. Linda and Doug moved to Westlake Village for 2 reasons. First off was the schools, and we appreciate them being here. Second off, they needed a school they could walk to because with 6 kids, no one would carpool with them. All of her children went to White Oak, Lindero, and graduated from Agora High School. Her son, Jonathan, as Linda is famous for saying, was student board member on Las Virgenes board before she was elected, so Ms. Menges likes to share that she shares often that she followed in her son's footsteps. Ms. Menges has been a 20-year resident of Westlake Village. 2 of her children are married and recently had her first grandchild, Miss Linda Menges.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Dr. Stepanowski, and good evening and welcome to our 3rd annual State of Schools. And we'd like to show our appreciation to Calabasas High School for hosting our State of the Schools tonight. Thank you to everyone here that is interested in the success of our students and the success of our district. I have been honored to serve as president of the Las Virgenes School Board this past year. This board has been fortunate to have worked together for the past 4 years, and I could not have been successful as president without the collaboration of my fellow board members. Thank you very much. This past fall, one of the back-to-school nights I attended was at White Oak Elementary. One of the co-presidents of their PFC spoke to the families there and mentioned that it took her a long time to realize there is no they for students, her students in their schools. She had spent her early involvement with the schools asking, why don't they, and then fill in the blank. Pretty soon she realized that it really should have been a more inclusive we. It is the same thing throughout the district, no matter your involvement. It should not be, why don't they, but how can we help keep our district a top-performing district, which keeps us a destination district and contributes to our property values. That is something this community has ownership in, whether you have a student currently enrolled in Las Virgenes or not. Our district is focused on academic achievement, a culture of collaboration, and fiscal responsibility. We are an innovative district, and families move here for the reputation of our schools and the outstanding academics and varied programs our schools offer. We have continued to strengthen our Student 360 initiative, which focuses on the whole child and has provided outreach to students as well as family members and community members. We are concerned with the social emotional well-being of our students as we realize that that affects their academic achievement. Every step we as a district take has a long-term impact. The board and the district are very fiscally conservative and desire that every dollar we spend on education have a maximum impact for our students. We are in our 2nd year of Early College Academy, where first-generation college aspiring students can graduate from high school with an AA degree from a California community college, and we continue to innovate by taking both more part college classes and high school classes during the school day at Agora and Calabasas high schools. We are looking at career technical education pathways to create additional options and opportunities for our students. We desire to remain fiscally conservative, yet remain on the cutting edge of technology. During the school year, our physical buildings take a real pounding, and every summer our schools receive some serious maintenance to get them ready to welcome back students and staff. This past summer, projects included new flooring, fresh paint, cleaned up landscaping, new shade structures, and the shop and the center were created on our 2 high school campuses. Thank you to Julie Pasetta and her maintenance staff for the miracles you performed on our shoestring budget. We also conducted a facilities needs assessment over the past 6 months to help us determine the facility needs on all of our campuses. We are currently looking at prioritizing our needs and have conducted preliminary polling and will be following up with polling to help us determine the district priorities of our facilities. Staying current with technology and dealing with aging facilities, specifically air conditioning units that need to be updated, leaking roofs, and breaking pipes are our reality. In trying to keep as much of our fiscal resources going towards our personnel, yet good stewards of our facilities, we are looking at pursuing a bond on the March 30th, 2020 ballot. We have held question and answer sessions at all of our school sites and are trying to ensure we have heard as many voices as possible. Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope this has offered a glimpse into our hopes and dreams and processes for current LVUSD students and future LVUSD graduates. Now please welcome Calabasas High School's instrumental group performing Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones under the direction of Calabasas High School music director Josh Barrell and a cappella coach Alana Weiss, with student directors Mateo Gonzalez and Maddie Lisker.
See your red door.
Of Josh Barrow. I can't believe that. Did they steal one of our microphones? Okay, Maria, note to ourselves, the superintendent is not following instrumental next year. Not going to do that. So I just want to share a few highlights from Las Virgenes and things we've been up to. Our priorities, as Ms. Menges mentioned, the board had a retreat this summer, wanted to focus our work and our efforts, and we have 3 areas: academic achievement, our bread and butter, our students experiencing a rigorous yet supportive and nurturing learning environment, fiscal solvency, and a culture of collaboration. We really feel that working together, collaborating, giving our team time together is the way to build upon the successes Las Virgenes has had in the past. So there's our priorities. On the right-hand side, that is the reason we are doing what we're doing. Over the last few years, we have launched a lot of things. Maybe the staff's a little bit tired, honestly. But the state had not gone through curricular adoptions in almost 15 years. So we've launched a bunch, spent over $3 million, 100,000 books, and curriculum in ELA, history, social study, social science, and science as well. So we've been busy. Staff has been extremely busy in exploring, piloting, examining, selecting, and now they're doing the heavy lift of launching these materials in our classrooms for our students' success. We're also in our 4th cohort of a credentialing program. We remain the first and only school district in the state that has 3 levels of a credentialing program. There is a teacher shortage in California. There is a teacher shortage and principal shortage across the country, and we've been innovative in addressing that. Over 68 teachers, 40 hours of PD, 300 hours of coursework, and 23 current administrators receiving 40 hours of PD as well. So we're very excited about that effort, and it's putting amazing leaders and educators in our classrooms. We also continue to be very cutting edge with our partnerships across the board, and tonight is partially a celebration of those partnerships. One is our Early College Academy with Moore Park College, and they've been amazing. Our students receive dual credit. We have Moore Park professors on our campuses teaching classes, and students who participate all 4 years and do some summer school work can graduate at Agora and Calabasas with their high school diploma and an AA as well. Really one-of-a-kind opportunity for our students. Something I'm particularly proud of is the counseling support that we provide our students and families. We've launched about 18 months ago a centralized counseling support service for all of our 14 schools, our students preschool through 12th grade. And it operates with flexible hours, often in the evening until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And entire families can come. We have MFTs, all kinds of support for them. I can't thank the staff, the amazing staff in our counseling center. They've already served over 200 families, everything from anxiety, school refusal, depression, stress, and addiction as well. We've had a lot of work, done a lot of work with our students in support relative to juuling, vaping, and addiction issues. We've already seen significant results, increase in attendance, very low recidivism rate, and of course, a bump in the GPA of almost 1 point already, so we're thrilled with that work. Also, we're the first, one of 5 school districts in the state to apply to the California Department of Justice for Prop 56 funds, and Prop 56 funds are for anti-vape, anti-tobacco efforts. We enjoy a wonderful partnership with LA County Sheriffs and Lost Hills, and they have been great to work with. $1 million grant. We've done sting operations at local retail agencies, and I want to thank our city council members here. When we partner with the sheriffs and do a sting operation, it is your cities that do the code enforcement. So we thank you for the follow-up on those retail stores that make a bad choice and sell to an underage student or minor. More importantly, and most importantly, I guess, is extensive educational outreach. Over 40 parent information sessions, and our deans of student wellness, our counselors have been in every single classroom, middle school through high school. So we're seeing some great work there. I was always afraid that vaping would prove to be more dangerous and damaging to our youth and to everyone than even cigarette smoking, and some of that medical data is coming out and showing that to be true. And our culture of collaboration, again, with everything from Moore Park, Lost Hills, our cities. Our board has set a vision that this is an important value to us in connecting with our community and bringing our 4 cities and our whole area together. We're thrilled for the second time to have a wonderful speaker, Jessica Leahy. I'm in the middle. I'm on page 138 of her book. It is amazing. Maybe I should have read it 10 years ago. Sorry, Sean. But I'm still a work in progress. So she'll be here on this very stage March 18th, and so tickets are available. We also have amazing screenings out of Gore and Calabasas, like and Upstanders. We have a reality party we partner with. Our city's on that one, and you can get tickets down there as well. As Ms. Menges mentioned, though, the board and staff have embarked on a serious information gathering session regarding what our schools, our classrooms, our staff need to ensure a rich, excellent, and rigorous learning environment for our students. We've looked at our facilities and have identified some significant needs going forward, and there's some basics. And we're gathering information and seriously contemplating putting a bond before the community. The community has been amazing, supportive, time and time again, and we may need them again. The focus, of course, is on the quality of the learning spaces, supporting our staff as they deliver that rigorous curriculum. The fact is our schools are approaching 60 years old. The district is almost 60 years old. We have significant roofing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Last year, when we had the significant rains after the fires, we identified 161 leaking roofs. So we need to get those fixed and take care of our spaces, our students, and our staff. Of course, if you've been watching the news, there's safety issues across the country. And of course, in our own community, we have significant fire safety issues to address as well. We've asked the architects to look at our campuses to find ways to ensure all 14 of our schools are as safe as possible in both those regards. Some innovative things also, outdoor learning spaces, shade outdoor. This wonderful community, this area we live in enables that sort of thing. And finally, solar. Here's a aerial view of Calabasas High School. We're right there in the Performing Arts Center, bottom center. And so we have architects that have looked at our campuses and identified 13 of the 14 schools that would be appropriate for solar. Our challenge with solar is because there are rigorous standards across the state for construction on campuses. We have to be very careful with our minor children, no surprise. And the state watches that very closely and takes that very seriously. So solar projects have to be a certain distance from the campuses. We also want to be sensitive to our neighbors to ensure that we aren't impacting them either. So we look to embed them on our campuses, which creates a challenge for us. But here's an example of Calabasas High School. Student parking lots would potentially receive the solar. The Performing Arts building, the building you're in, is engineered to support solar as well. So with 13 of our 14 schools on solar, we think we can take the district 70% off the grid and save $700,000 per year, which would be for programming for kids. So tonight we're going to focus not on some of the challenging times we've had over the past year. We know what they are. We experienced some of them today in the local news and local areas, but really on how the community and people responded. So while schools were closed last year, I was blown away by the amount of outreach from staff. All of our staff reached out to kids. They FaceTimed, they shot little videos, they sent email messages to check up on families and kids. Some staff went to Barnes and Nobles or restaurants to meet up and do reading groups. It really was heartfelt and touching to see everyone come together. Of course, our first responders were working hard, our cities were working hard as well, and we appreciate all of that. But sometimes the students would send messages back. And so this is a fifth grader, Elsa from Round Meadow, 5-year-old Elsa from Round Meadow Elementary. And she taped a little video that her parents sent back to the school and her teacher, Robin Stidham, about 18 seconds long, and I just wanted to share it.
Happy birthday, Miss Stidham. I love you. I love the school. I love the classroom. I love everything about the classroom. And I hope you have a good birthday. And how old are you turning?
And there's kind of my favorite part. Really amazing, though, to watch the students and the staff connect in tough times. And I think we may have some challenges ahead of us, but I'm confident with this team, this staff, this community will come together and meet those challenges. So state of schools is phenomenal. because of the partnerships we have, and we're going to celebrate some of our students, some of our staff, and some of those partnerships. First up is Cole Driscoll. Cole, come on down, and Principal Layla Jorns and Lorna Maxwell. While they make their way down there. So we're going to have the presenters and the recipients come up here, do the award thing. After that, we're going to step over to the side here, I believe, Maria, and we'll be taking a picture. And then at the end, we'd like to have the board members and all award recipients join us on the stage for a large photograph with everybody. Ms. Jorns?
Hi, everyone. I'm Layla Jorns, principal of White Oak, and this is Mrs. Maxwell, 4th and 5th grade teacher at White Oak. Cole Driscoll. We say the name on campus, and every adult goes, "What a great kid." When I emailed my staff to ask them if there was anyone on our site who stood out as a leader, someone who embodies Student 360, and who was a great representative of White Oak and all of our Aurora traits, I received not one, but 2 emails nominating Cole. Congratulations, Cole. Mrs. Maxwell, your 5th grade teacher, and one of the teachers to recognize you, has a few words she would like to share.
Cole is that positive student who goes out of his way to not only say hi to you, but to ask how you're doing, and he genuinely wants to know. He is always willing to help others out and will go out of his way to do so. I have had the honor of being Cole's teacher for 4th grade and now also in 5th grade. Cole is a role model for his peers. He perseverates when the work gets challenging, yet keeps that smile on his face even when he's frustrated. He is a natural-born leader. Whoops, I think I just hit something here. I'm sorry. There you go. He's a natural-born leader who takes charge of any situation with a positive and determined mindset that motivates others. He is also the epitome of good sportsmanship, always ready with a kind word of encouragement to help others rise to the occasion and do their best too. I especially appreciate Cole's friendly demeanor. He and I enjoy chatting about very advanced topics, such as how the Dodgers should have been in the World Series this year, and also how USC will beat UCLA in the big game this year. Yeah. Yeah. Mrs. Jorns asked our staff to describe Cole, and here are just a few of the many words that the other teachers came up with. Polite, kind, incredible work ethic, compassionate, leader, a true friend, respectful, takes initiative, a role model, collaborative, fair, and honest. And I'm going to add in here that I can say that if I asked his peers, they would say the same thing. The most commonly expressed theme of all was deserving, and I couldn't agree more. Cole, you have a bright future, and we know you will do great things. We are so honored to be presenting you with this award. Congratulations, and fight on.
Thank you, go Dodgers.
Definitely go Bruins. Oh, it's a hometown crowd. Next up, from AC Stella, Jordan Mathalan and Principal Susanna Baird and Assistant Principal Nicole Smith.
All right. Thank you, thank you. Glasses
aging thing is not as glamorous as I thought, but here we go. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Stepanowski, Madam President, board members, cabinet members, families, and students. Thank you for being here today. It is with great pride that I stand before you tonight to present this Student 360 Character Award to a student who personifies all of the dispositions of Student 360. Jordan Madelon, an 8th grader at AC Stell Middle School, is a fighter, a survivor, a great student, and a kind soul. At the young age of 3.5, Jordan was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, also known as nephroblastoma. This large cancerous mass in his left kidney required the removal of that kidney and 18 weeks of chemotherapy. This early exposure to the hardships of life left Jordan a stronger person with a maturity well beyond his years and with a soft spot for all childhood cancer fighters, survivors, and victims. Jordan and his family left his extended family and came to us from New York in 6th grade. Although he missed his family and friends, his positive attitude, his kind personality allowed him to adjust to this very big change quickly. In no time, he made fans out of all of his teachers, his counselor, and any adult that ran into him. He made tons of friends and excelled academically as well. So, am I doing that too? It seems to be the thing to do when you stand up here. Sorry about that. There we go. All right. So, teachers describe him as thoughtful, genuinely sweet, kind, and extremely compassionate. One teacher said, Jordan is a student who truly cares for his peers. He's the first to invite a lone student into a lab group or to bend down and pick up a pencil pouch that someone has dropped on the ground. He's just an authentically good human being. And another teacher said, Jordan is one of those students that when you're having a hard day, he reminds you of why we do what we do. He is enthusiastic about being at school. Crazy concept, right? He's genuinely excited about class and what's been taught. He comes to class and asks excitedly about something that was mentioned the previous day. And he tries to fit in his love for the Warriors anytime he can. Warriors? Basketball Warriors? Not the Lakers, the Warriors. If you're lucky, I didn't know that before this, but all good. We'll root for the Warriors too, I suppose. Outside of school, Jordan enjoys singing, acting, and public speaking. He hopes to someday be a broadcaster or a TV show host. Yeah? Definitely looks like one up there, doesn't he? I've described a student here with a positive mindset who is filled with empathy and understanding, has incredible persistence and grit, mindfulness, thoughtfulness, while possessing the mature traits of autonomy and independence. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present this award to Jordan Madelon. Did you want to say something? Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Principal Baird, for the kind words. Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordan Madelon, and I'm an 8th grader at AC Stell Middle School. I want to begin by thanking the LVUSD District for this incredible honor. My family and I moved from New York just over 2 years ago. During these past couple of years, my experiences have been nothing short of amazing, thanks to many of you in the audience. I would like to give a special thanks to my parents for being such incredible role models. They have always taught me to be kind to everyone and to treat others as you would like to be treated. I would also like to thank and acknowledge the wonderful teachers and staff for all their great work they have been doing and continue to do for our schools. It has been so awesome to be part of this wonderful district and community, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds. I would like to give an extra special shout out to my grandma, my aunt, and my 5-month-old baby cousin for making the trip from New York to see me accept this award. Thank you all so much and have a great night.
Next up, from Calabasas High School, Matthew Alvarez and Sarah Exner presenting.
Okay. I have had the pleasure of knowing Matthew for 2.5 years. Matthew is a fantastic student. He's compassionate, friendly, a hard worker, and a fighter. When Matthew was in the 3rd grade, he was diagnosed with leukemia, pre-BALL cancer. And for 4 years, he received chemotherapy to treat his cancer. And he's proud to say he is now in remission. As a 3rd grader, he shared a room with his grandmother, who was also fighting her own battle with cancer. And he made a promise to her to be strong and fight this battle, win, and be the grandson who would make her proud. He does this every day. Matthew says treatment will always have a permanent effect on him, but that it will not keep him down. He chooses to work hard, believe in the power of kindness, and to be resilient in the face of adversity. I also reached out to some of Matthew's teachers, and every one of them had an amazing thing to say about Matthew. Mr. Barrell, his choir teacher, stated, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love Matthew." He states that he's known Matthew since his freshman year, and he's absolutely one of the nicest, sweetest, kindest people he has ever met. He is always concerned for others and asking, "How are you doing?" Miss Connolly, Matthew's English teacher, stated, "Oh wow, very deserving. Matthew is very self-aware and constantly focused on self-improvement. He's very caring, respectful, and looks out for others." She stated that she always looked forward to Matthew greeting her in the morning as she walked in from 0 period. And Miss Ranieri, his math teacher, stated Matthew is a student that stands out amongst all of the students she's ever had. The more she got to know Matthew, the more that she could see his uniqueness and how one of a kind he is. She said Matthew always asked her how her day was going and if she needed any help with anything. His selflessness and empathy towards others are noticeable from the moment you meet him. Matthew, it's my pleasure to recognize you tonight. You exemplify what we hope all of our LVUSD students will be. As a mom of 3, I hope they all grow up to be just like you, caring, compassionate, and kind. Congratulations, Matthew.
Thank you, Ms. Exner, for your kind words. I'd like to take a moment to just say a few words. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege to be here tonight receiving this great honor of an award. It has never been my philosophy that my actions and way of life are done so in the pursuit of recognition. Rather, I attempt to better the lives of those around me because I see the importance of empathizing with other people's hardships and personal struggles. My story is one of resiliency, for life has tested my strength time and time again. I have weathered through great storms, at times feeling like a small dinghy out in the open ocean, with my oars ready to snap like toothpicks, and the roaring seas attempting to capsize me. But when the sun finally rose to clear the storms away, there I stood in the calm, clear waters, stronger than I was when I first entered the storm. For it is when we are facing adversity that we learn to appreciate the beautiful times that life offers. It is this greater appreciation for life that fuels me to live with more direction and purpose. I strongly believe that no person has gotten to where they are without the help and support of others because humans are social creatures. We depend on one another for our survival. I have been very fortunate and blessed to have had such a supportive group of people such as my family, friends, teachers, counselors, and an entire community supporting me. I will always be eternally grateful for all the support that I have received and will never forget the profound impact that their simple acts have had on me. My grandmother, who has since passed, has had the greatest impact that any person could ever have on me. She gave me the gift of unconditional love and showed me how it felt to be loved in such a selfless way. I am her legacy. I am what she left behind, and I carry on her legacy by sharing the gift of unconditional love to all who cross my path. It is through the virtues of empathy and unconditional love that I attempt to change the lives of those around me. Moreover, I intend to be an agent of change by pursuing a career in clinical psychology to positively affect my community. Thank you for being the basic building blocks for my success towards a brighter future.
Next up, special treat under the direction of Kristen Farino, Calabasas High School dance team.
Cause I want to, all on the dance, all in the chance all over around the world. Cause I want to. One time for the girls that's marching forward. Two times for the boys that's walking forward. Three times for the ones do what they want to. Each time when I'm gonna do what I want to. I can do what I want to. I'm so nonchalant too. We global from LA to Paris, São Paulo.
Eu faço o que eu quero, eu sou muito louco. Tô no mundo inteiro, São Paulo pro topo.
You're perfect. Now work it. You're perfect. All around the world. You're perfect. Now work it. You're perfect. All around the world. All of the things I want, no need to hide from. No need to hide from. Set my soul on fire from. All of the things I want, I'm willing to die for. Willing to die for. I've been willing to die for. Agora vai. You're perfect. Now work it. You're perfect. All around the world. You're perfect. Now work it. You're perfect. All around the world.
One more time for Calabasas Dance. Next up, we're thrilled to bring to the stage Dr. Rose Dunn to present our Certificate Employee of the Year, Miss Susan Levy. Come on down.
Susan and I both agree that following students is unfair, but we'll do our best. So first, as kind of a senior statesman on the cabinet team, one who's gotten to participate in 30 years worth of activities, I just want to give our many thanks to our superintendent and board for this opportunity to highlight so many activities to which our employees give their heart and soul each and every day. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. It is my privilege to introduce our Teacher of the Year, Ms. Susan Levy. She is representing our outstanding certificated staff and was a countywide finalist. She is an inspiring, dedicated elementary teacher. Those are close to my heart as a former kindergarten and first grade teacher myself. I've had the opportunity to watch her career with Las Virgenes as an enthusiastic, helpful high school librarian, and then we transferred her against her will, but she's forgiven us for that, to elementary, where she also excelled. And in both positions, she always put students first and built strong relationships. She also kept and nurtured those relationships as she moved from one site to the other. Her students achieve at high levels. That is at the core of what we do, but it's also with a great deal of fun. As one example, one of the highlights of my year for many years was being invited to her study buddy breakfast between Ms. Levy's class and the high school English class of teacher emeritus Diane McAvoy, who's with her tonight. And the students in each of the classes would meet at the elementary school, have a bagel breakfast, and just the delight on both of their faces. It was a celebration that blessed all. But another example of why Susan is our Certificated Employee of the Year is she has incredible gifts as a peacemaker. Both at the school and district level, she can be counted on to listen well to both sides of an issue, advocate strongly for the certificated staff, but then be willing to come up with creative solutions to what the problem is. So she has my vote for any political office of her choosing. Watch out, politicians in the group, she's on her way. But let's congratulate our 2019 certificated employee, Susan.
Thank you so much. I really don't have much more to say than I said on Monday. Monday I said probably more words publicly than I've ever said in my entire life. But it was lovely to see the students that came and got their awards before me, because that's why we do it. And it was just such a joy to see them speak so eloquently and made my heart sing. So thank you very much for this award. Thank you for being the awesome district that you are. Thank you for all the parental support, and we're going to have a great year.
It's now my pleasure to bring Principal Layla Jorns again. Our classified employee of the month is Cecilia Di Pepippo. Cecilia, come on down.
Hi again. I am so thrilled to present this award to Cecilia. For those who don't know, Cecilia is White Oak's office manager. She takes phone calls, files paperwork, maintains confidentiality, calendars events, responds to emails, and maintains school records. What she probably didn't realize was part of her job description, well, because it's probably not written in the contract, and this is only second year we've worked together in this role, is the following. Cecilia's my stylist. Is this tucked in okay? I need a glue gun, the bottom of my shoe fell off. I forgot my jacket, can I borrow yours for morning assembly? She's a rental car dealership. Cecilia, my car's in the shop, can I use yours? I promise I'll bring it back in one piece. Therapist. Cecilia, can you believe, and I'll let all of you fill in the blanks because it happens multiple times a day. Bodyguard. No, Mrs. Jorns cannot see you now. No, you cannot just walk into her office. You can wait, but she is not able to see you today. The bad cop. Seal, there's people out front. They hadn't signed in. You didn't sign in. You can't be on campus. Come on in. We have to check you in. The real head of the school. Cecilia, what do I do for this again? When's this appointment? When is this due? Where is this class? But my favorite description that you have adopted as my office manager is my friend. Cecilia, you are absolutely incredible, and I don't know what I would do if you weren't in the front office with me. You are beyond deserving of this award. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. That was great.
Now you get to speak.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to receive this award. Thank you.
Holy smokes, our Administrator of the Year. Dr. Rose Dunn, come on down. You know her, you love her. A little bit about Rose as she comes down. She's been working on Team Las Forges for 10 years? 20 years? 25 years? 30 years. 30 years! She started as a substitute teacher, kinder, first, second grade teacher at Lupin Hill Elementary. She was union president for 3 years. Craig, she's a pretty good negotiator. I'm not sure she ever stopped being union president. She was principal of Round Meadow Elementary School for 8 years, director of elementary ed for 5 years, and for the last 8 years, the toughest job in Las Virgenes, assistant superintendent for personnel.
Amen.
Her husband, Phil, is here. Phil, where you at? There he is. Phil attended A.E. Wright Middle School and graduated from Agora High School. Their son and daughter attended Lupin Hill Elementary, A.E. Wright, and Calabasas High School. Rose is the AXA Negotiator of the Year for 2019 across the entire state. She's that much of a kick-butt person. Also, our AXA, by the way, is Association of California School Administrators. She's our AXA Regional President. Some of her accomplishments include helping launch our great diversity of instructional programs like dual immersion and our Waldorf-inspired K-8. Also, our gifted and talented program at A.E. Wright Middle School. She spent countless hours in negotiations and roundtable building and supporting the positive, constructive, and effective relationship we enjoy with our two associations, LVCA and LVEA. She developed an inclusive and collaborative hiring process that ensures we have the best and brightest supporting our students and their achievement. We have some nicknames for her. Sometimes we refer to her as Sister Mary Rose. You've heard
the good days.
You've heard of the Tooth Fairy? Well, sometimes Rose is our Truth Fairy.
Somebody's got to tell it, right?
Of course, the truth is, Rose is a fierce advocate for all of our staff and students. She honestly is the absolute best negotiator for our staff, for teachers, and it has been my joy and pleasure to spend some of those 30 years with you. You are going to truly be missed. She is, if you don't know. Spoiler alert, I think this may be her last year. She may be retiring. Wow. You're not supposed to be that happy about leaving Team Las Virgenes.
Sorry. It'll be a sad day.
All right, can we maybe have Southern California Edison cut the power? Where's Adrian? We need a little help up here. We only need one microphone, by the way. Adrian? Dr. Rose Dunn, Administrator of the Year. Go get him.
Thank you. So, as you can see, Dr. Stepanowski and I have a lot of fun, and that's really what it's all about. And I do want to thank him for his kind and generous words today. But I do thank God every day for my Las Virgenes family, which helped raise my husband, you heard, my children, and myself. It's such a blessing to serve with brilliant, talented, compassionate people who give of themselves every day to ensure a brighter future. I am quite touched and very much appreciate this honor. Thank you.
Please welcome Ms. Mangus to the microphone to introduce our Friends of Las Virgenes.
I'm very honored to present this award to the Friends of Las Virgenes, and representing them are Ronnie Stone and Megan Glenn. Ronnie Stone is the President CEO of Southeast Ventura County YMCA, and Megan Glenn is the Chief Development Officer. If you guys want to make your way down here, I can start telling everyone about all of the wonderful things that you have done. If you have other people from the Y with you and you want to bring them up on stage, that's fine with us as well. So the Southeast Ventura County YMCA has served our community for over 55 years. What began as a small operation in Thousand Oaks has now grown to 3 branches serving Simi Valley, Moore Park, Thousand Oaks, Newberry Park, Agora Hills, Oak Park, and Westlake Village. For 30 years, our local Y has served our community by providing before and after school care, youth sports, swim lessons, summer camp, senior programs, and more. Most recently, in April 2019, the YMCA opened an incredible 60,000 square foot facility, the Yarrow Family YMCA in Westlake Village. To date, the Y serves nearly 8,000 members and countless more in our community through the programs listed above. Over the last 2 years, the Y launched 2 incredible signature programs, Find My Genius and Safety Around Water. Find My Genius is a 5-week summer academic achievement gap program for underserved youth in our community. This program is offered at no cost to the participants. Last year's participants gained 3 months in reading and math, allowing them to return to school this fall confident and ready to learn. The YMCA staff is currently working with the LVUSD staff to bring Find My Genius to an LVUSD elementary school, maybe as soon as this summer. Safety Around Water is an 8-lesson water safety program offered at all 3 YMCA branches at no cost to participants. The Y is launching this program because they believe all children deserve an opportunity to learn water safety techniques. In addition to our long-standing partnership with the YMCA in providing before and after-school care to more than 400 students, our partnership has grown significantly over the last 18 months. In response to the devastating fires last November, the YMCA worked very closely with LVUSD and Las Virgenes Fire Relief to distribute more than $250,000 to families in need. In addition, the YMCA and LVUSD have co-written grants focusing on our Student 360 initiative. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
Thank you. Go Dodgers. There you go, Cole. Really, all I want to say is the YMCA is honored and so proud to be a partner with the Las Virgenes School District. We love you guys. We could not do this without you, so thank you very much.
It is now my pleasure to present the Superintendent's Award this year for our partners, the Los Angeles Rams. We've enjoyed a real close partnership with the LA Rams, and so they were thrilled when I called them about the award, and they said, our president, our players are going to be there, except they're going to be on a plane to London to play the Cincinnati Bengals. So they're playing in London this weekend and on their way there right now, so we wish them luck and hope they beat the Cincinnati Bengals. But we have the Vice President of Partnership Development and our very own Las Virgenes parent, Mike O'Keefe, here for us. A little bit about the LA Rams since they've come back to LA. They recognize their unique ability to help raise awareness and funds for causes and issues relevant to their fans, fellow citizens, and community. The Rams focus substantial resources on efforts to engage and impact the Los Angeles community through a commitment to supporting youth education and mentoring, promote health and wellness, and help address the issues of poverty. The team also participates in a variety of special events to raise awareness and funding for numerous local nonprofits. Last year, in the wake of an unimaginable tragedy that struck Southern California, the Rams hosted the Kansas City Chiefs at the LA Memorial Coliseum on November 19th for a game that currently stands at the highest scoring Monday Night Football game ever, and will remember for bringing the entire LA community together, and of course, the Rams won. That game was shortly after a shooting down the street and the wildfires affected and displaced thousands of residents. The Rams stood in solidarity with Angelenos to honor and pay tribute to those affected, their families, and first responders who worked tirelessly to keep the community safe. Most recently, the Rams have partnered up with Habitat for Humanity, Ventura County, to repair the homes of those lost in the Seminole Springs Mobile Homes Park. The Rams have also hosted 15 different events with Las Virgenes schools, including Play 60 Field Day, and the Agora Teen Coalition to distribute more than 500 backpacks to disadvantaged students through the Conejo Valley, and have done Read Across America with our schools as well. On a more personal note, I never have to call the Rams, and they're a huge organization. And they pick up the phone, just like Ronnie Stone, Megan Glynn, and the YMCA. They were on the phone, what can we do? And they came with ideas and resources, which was unbelievable because all of us went through a pretty rough time. So this family, when shortly after the fire happened, and they moved the game, I believe, from Mexico City up here to LA, the Rams called and said, we have tickets for anyone affected. Bring them down to the game. And so we pushed out emails, and this beautiful family came, and Maria and I were in front of the district office and handing out the tickets. This family walked up, and they actually looked in really good spirits. And I said, how are you? I introduced myself. We said hello. I said, what's going on? How are you doing? How are you impacted? And they shared this photograph with me. That's their house. And that's not the picture I want you focused on. That's the picture I want you focused on. And when they showed me the picture of their house, I was just blown away. And I said, how are you possibly, doing so well? And they just looked at me and said, we're together. We're fine, we're healthy, and we're safe. And that's all we need. And we're going to a Rams game to have a hell of a good time. And just their they had their gear, they were ready, and I was just blown away and blessed by their presence and their gift and their grace in the face of adversity. And can't thank the Rams enough for those small diversions. Shortly after this, they called and said, we want to come to Lupin Elementary. We understand a lot of the families there were impacted. And they brought players, and they brought Rampage. And they had an extensive event for all the students there. And I know Principal Foley's here. I will never forget the look on the students' faces at Lupin Elementary when they came out from recess and saw the inflatables and saw the mascot and saw the players, Tyler Higbee in his jersey. And it was pure joy and was so exciting. And we all forgot about some of the challenges and adversity we faced. So I cannot thank them enough. They have come here. They have taken responsibility in this community like I had never anticipated, and greatly appreciate them. They are so deserving of this award. Mike O'Keefe.
On behalf of the entire Los Angeles Rams organization, I just want to say thank you to Dr. Dan Stepanowski, to Linda Menges, and it's just such an honor and privilege to accept this. As Dan mentioned, I'm a proud parent. I have 2 daughters at Willow Elementary and 1 that is at Lindero Middle School, so especially meaningful for me. Obviously, we're in the business of winning championships, but we also recognize that the most important championships are won in the classroom, and so just congratulations to everyone tonight, all the great faculty that was honored, the students, and what a wonderful district we have, such a privilege to partner with, so thank you.